Hello, welcome to the edited highlights of the webinar. Your sales forecast is probably inaccurate, so I've decided to hold a webinar about it. So here's myself, Gary Smith, and one of our customers, Derek Davis from Gilbarco Veeder route, discussing how to achieve more accurate sales forecasts in Salesforce.com.
Let's assume that, like many B2B company, business-to-business companies, like many organisations, the sales cycle is, what's the sales cycle in your business? 2-3 months? Something like that.
90 days.
Yeah. So what is this telling us? Well, one of the things it's telling us, these deals that are in prospecting that are due to close this month. Now, in this particular case, in this particular instance of Salesforce, prospecting is the first stage in the sales process, first stage on the opportunity pick list. These deals that are in prospecting, if our sales cycle really is 2, 3, 4 months, and we are in December now, are these deals going to close this month? That's the first place I start to look. So those deals that are at the early stage of the pipeline, now particularly in December, we've got 2 weeks or whatever it is where not much is going to happen over Christmas and New Year. So I'd really be saying, well, okay, you've got probably from now you've got another 10 working days, something like close that. Your sales cycle is 2 or 3 months. Are these deals going to close? So that's the first place I'd be looking to say, well, actually, is my pipeline robust? Does my pipeline look accurate? I'd be working on marketing campaigns now in order to boost my pipeline for January. Well, if I've got an accurate sales forecast for January, I can compare that against my sales target. Yeah, that tells me that. Same if I had a dip in March, April, whatever it might be. Do I need to start doing stuff now to drive my
exactly, and that's where we tend to look at it. We tend to look at the funnel, like as those charts you showed there, Gary. We look at it against our expected financial performance in the future, and that fine tunes whether we've got to do some demand management, some lead generation going.
Absolutely. In actual fact, if you look very carefully at March, it's a small deal. Well, we've got a deal in March in negotiation. Now, is it really going to take us 3-4 months to conclude that deal? Maybe it is. But actually, maybe with a bit of effort, that deal could be brought forward. Yeah. Maybe it's in the wrong stage. Okay? Yeah. So just get this chart accurate with the deals in the right stage, in the right month. If you do nothing other than that, then you will have a much, much more accurate sales pipeline. The other thing that I noticed on this chart, this one's here, Derek. Yeah. What are these monkeys doing here? Am I allowed to put it like that? Yeah. What are they doing there?
Well, that's just, we call that the housekeeping factor. That shows you immediately that we call it the funnel management process isn't there, and that's some of the things that we've squeezed out by. I'll use the term naming and shaming. We can identify the people that have got opportunities there, and as soon as they appear on a naughty boys list or whatever, you see that squeezed out, and we have squeezed that out because
you're very hot.
Yeah, if you haven't got that, if you haven't got the accuracy
I thought you were going to say if you haven't got a time turner, these deals aren't going to close in November. But you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, either those deals should be brought forward, in which case they should be legitimately sitting in December, January, February, whenever it should be, and therefore your sales forecast for those months is inaccurate, or those deals have already closed and you need this chart is showing deals that are due to close this month. So it's taking those December deals. Those deals that are in negotiation, these ones here, okay? Yeah. We have got one of them where the close date has been moved 6 times. So the close date on that deal has been moved 6 times. There are 2 of them where the close date has been moved 5 times. So, I'm already now just starting to think, well, hold on a minute. Is my pipeline as robust? Is my forecast as robust as perhaps I thought it was going to be? Yeah, because these deals have started to move. Let's have a look at, for example, this one's in proposal made. Look at this one. So there's one deal that's in proposal made. Okay, there in this sort of dark brown sort of colour. So that's one deal. The close date, if you look at it, the close date on that deal has moved 8 times.
And that's typically a month, isn't it? In our experience, when we first started looking at it, it's moved from 1 month to another. outside of the forecasting or the accounting or
Yep.
the sales measurement time period.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, it could be that those close dates have just been from one small day to another.
Yeah,
but it, but no, it doesn't always happen like it's close dates move because within a month people aren't that bothered about what day within the month, they're bothered about the month. So the close date typically moves from 1 month, it goes from December to January. So I'm already starting to be skeptical about this.
Yeah, I think you'd be a little bit worried about that, even though it looks pretty good, but it's that's that metric for us, and I think that's one of the things that you have to sort of is a real, it's a real powerful piece of we call it a powerful metric because it tells us what's going on, or the risk around that particular forecast.
Absolutely. At any one opportunity, you can adjust the probability, so you don't have to rely on it just purely on the stage. You can adjust those probabilities. So you can overwrite that as a salesperson, and encouraging the salespeople to do that will give you more accurate sales forecasts. In fact, we have one customer who refuses to allow anybody to put in 50%. They say it's either going to be 49% or 51%. I accept you've got a 50-50 chance of winning it, but which side of the fence are you? There's Sarah's target. She's won a tiny bit. There's her weighted pipeline. So she's currently forecast to be short of her target. Sean Yates, similar, interesting thing for Sean. He's got a target. He's got a pretty big weighted pipeline. So assuming he brings those deals in line with those probabilities, doesn't need to win everything. That's a weighted pipeline that we're comparing it with. Based on his weighted pipeline, he's currently forecast to be over target. So we're taking what we believe to be a forecast and comparing it with a target. I'll explain how that's done in just a second.
I think I'd say there, Gary, is that I know in this example you were picking up the current month, but where this becomes powerful is if you start looking 3 months out and you can see what you've got in the funnel against what your target is. Obviously, the closed deals wouldn't be there, but it gives you that idea that have you got enough in your funnel to cope with that target?
For the month of December. So there's a target, 140k. You saw in the report that she'd won 10,000. Her total pipeline is 110k. The weighted value of that pipeline is 82.5k to be precise. So her total expected revenue is 92. So where does that come from? It comes from that 82 weighted pipeline plus the 10 she's already won. And over on the right-hand side, we've got some percentages: percent of target achieved, pipeline percentage of target, weighted pipeline. Piece of code that operates behind the scenes. So for every opportunity, every time an opportunity is edited and saved, the code says, haha, right, whose opportunity is this? Who's the opportunity owner? Sarah. Go and find Sarah's targets. What's the close date for that opportunity? Oh, the close date on this opportunity is, in this case, you can see it there, it's in December. We're using European date format there for the benefit of the US people. So we have our target, we have our opportunity. The code says, right, go and find the relevant target. Relevant means same opportunity owner, and the close date matches the target date. So this is a target for December, link it to December. If we change the close date on this opportunity to January, it would unhook it from this target and link it to the Sean's target, 200k. If you remember, he'd won nothing. A pretty big pipeline, 355k pipeline, weighted value 304. So again, the same sort of metrics. There's the split of his pipeline for this month, and there's the opportunity. So actually, it's got 3 opportunities. If I were looking at that, I'd want to say, well, actually, it's this one here. That's the key one. That's the key one. It's got to bring that one in. It's worth 220k. It's a massive chunk of his target. At least he's got a bit more funnel. So the conversation there is slightly different. It's about, okay, bring that big one in. John, bring one of these. If you bring one of these others in,
and it's good. In example, it would be good to see that. It's good to see that you've got those stages in negotiation. So you're in the right place, I think, with that.
Down on that negotiation opportunity. Is it one of these deals that's moved 15 times already. You know, it's been open 2 years, close dates moved 15 times. It's 6 months since the stage was updated. Has he got some opportunity? Has he got some activity?
Thank you for watching the edited highlights from the webinar. If you'd like to talk to me about the challenges of achieving more accurate sales forecasts in your own business, then get in touch or visit our website at www.garysmithpartnership.com. Thank you and have a great day.